welcome back to English Sahitya. So today we're going to talk about something very much important in terms of net, in terms of entrance exams, in terms of English literature. If you are English literature student, you must know about Things Fall Apart by Chinua Achebe, right? So this particular novel is written in 1957, published in 1958. The novel is written by Chinua Achebe. He is an African novelist and Nigerian writer, right? Then this particular novel is an African novel which was published by William Hillman Limited. This is the name of the publication organization, right? Then we also have a sequel of Things Fall Apart. The sequel name is No Longer at Ease. This question has been asked multiple times in net. Then we're going to talk about the title of this novel. The title of this novel is taken from V.B. Yeats' very famous poem, The Second Coming. We're going to discuss later also about this title because title is very much important. The novel is divided into three parts. There are total three parts in the novel, and we also going to look about how this novel can be considered as in tragic, how Okonkwo can be considered as in tragic character. In this particular novel, things fall apart. And the setting of this particular novel, the story is considered as in southern part of Nigeria. Talk about some more important points about things fall apart. The first one is the theme. The central theme of this Things Fall Apart novel is colonization. Then we're going to talk about the time period, the time duration of this particular novel, which has been set in late 19th century, around 18th to 19th century. Okay, then the place of action is a fictional novel. It's a fictional village. The name of the village is Umofia. So when we talk about villages in Things Fall Apart, there is not only one village which Chinua Achebe is talking about. There are mention of three villages. First one is Umofia, second one is Ambane, and third one is Banta, right? Then we're going to talk about the group, the major group of the community, and the Conco is also from that particular community. That one is Igbo community. Then there are majorly three parts in this whole novel by Chinua Achebe. There are three parts. The part one, uh, from the part 1 to the part 3, we can see there are total 25 chapters, right? And in the first chapter we have 13. In the first part we have 13 chapter. In the second part we have 6 chapters, and in the third part we have 6 more chapters. And when we talk about the chapter, so the chapter 7 and the chapter 13 is very much important. uh, the major actions are performed in this particular chapter. So you can write chapter 7. Chapter 7 and chapter 13 is very much important chapter from all the chapters, right? If you want to know about the title, I'll be posting more videos about this particular novel where we're going to talk about the title. The significance of the title is very much important. We're also going to talk about how Okonkwo can be considered as a tragic hero in this, or a tragic character in this novel. We're going to also witness the plot of this particular novel and the characters. I'm going to explain you through the flow chart of the characters, right? We're going to also see how this story is important to understand African literature and the history of uh, Africa, because Africa is one of the country which has been exploited by the Britishers for so many years. The Britishers kind of suppressed the rights and the emotions of um, of the Africans, right? So Things Fall Apart is one of the best example to get to know about the African literature, the history of Africa, and the beauty of Africa, because there are so many examples where we can see how Africa is different from other places in the world, right?